Hi everybody, I'm Isabel Spradlin, and I am here talking to you today about how to really own your practice. So for those of you who aren't familiar with me, I have been a licensed massage therapist in Portland, Oregon for 9.5 years. From day one, I have owned my own full-time practice. I have not had another job in the last 9.5 years. It's been all about my massage business and providing the best care that I possibly can to my clients while maintaining a good living for myself. And I want that for you as well. So that's why we're here. And over the almost decade that I've been in business, I've made a lot of mistakes, all of the mistakes you could probably say, and I am really trying to pass on what I've learned to you so that you don't have to make those same mistakes, so that it doesn't have to take you as long to build your practice, and just to decrease the amount of overall confusion and overwhelm that can come from owning your own business and your own massage practice. So welcome, I'm so glad you're here, and let's get into this. Today is really important. This series is all about don't overcomplicate it. Oh my goodness, so this is one of the things that happens very reliably for massage therapists, is that we get so much business advice from people who are not massage therapists, who have not built a successful practice, like private practice, full-time private practice. And so there's lots of advice that gets given that's based on sort of more general business principles, things that people might do if they're applying for a loan in order to start their business, like if they own a pet shop or they have investors of some sort. In those cases, you do have to take certain steps and do certain things that are very well documented. Generally speaking, banks do not give massage therapists business loans. Generally speaking, we do not have investors. So this is a very specific business that we're growing, and I want you to cut out all of the confusion and all of the stuff that doesn't actually help. So today's Don't Overcomplicate It topic is about the business plan, because if you went to your massage school and you went through your business class in massage school, you inevitably wrote a business plan, which has probably honestly not helped you that much, because business plans are not meant to really help grow a massage practice. That's not their primary function. Certain elements of it we need, definitely, and we're going to talk about that right now. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is one of those pieces that gets overcomplicated, and it's a place that people get really stuck. How do you plan in a business, in a massage therapy practice? How do you plan that business? Not just at the very beginning, but then year after year after year. How do you plan for your growth? How do you plan for your stability? That needs to be done. You need a plan, but you don't need a traditional business plan. In fact, that will probably just make you want to tear your hair out like it made me want to, and then it sits in a drawer and you never use it. So we don't want that. That's just a waste of energy, and honestly, it can be really confusing. So what do you need if you're not going to write a traditional business plan? You need goals, and more than you need goals, you need to know why those are your goals. Because if your goals are set based on other people's desires or wants or expectations of you, you're probably going to have a hard time meeting those goals, because they're not your true blue, personal, deeply held reasons for wanting to meet those goals. So you need to dig deep, you need to figure out what goals you're trying to meet and why. And then if you figure out that the reason I want to have a massage therapy practice that focuses on sports injury instead of stress relief, if I'm heading for that sports injury thing because all the people around me are headed in that direction and it just seems like what everybody's doing, you're probably going to have a hard time growing a business based on that, especially if your heart is called to work in stress relief, or vice versa. You know, there's so many different ways to run a private massage practice. And that's the beauty of it, right? You get to choose what you do. You should choose. You should actively choose what you want to work on in your own practice. Alternately, if you're saying, I want to work with anybody and everybody who feels called to me, I just want to work with them, I think you're going to probably have a hard time with that, because then it's hard to tell people what you do. There is a reason that business coaches, advisors, all the business advice in the world tells you to find your ideal client. It's because you need to be talking to very specific people. Does that mean that you won't ever work with these other group of people over here? No, of course not. You definitely will, but you need to be very specific about what it is that you actually do in your practice. And then you need to be super clear about why you do that. And let me just tell you that the more that the why is really truly from yourself, from your own deepest desires, the better. Okay, so that was a lot of information, and that's just the first part of the business plan, your goals and why those are your goals. Get those done. Next, you need to know how many clients at what price point you need in order to make your living. Because don't kid yourself, you need to make a living. You need to be able to pay your rent and buy your groceries, and if you have kids, you need to be able to do whatever, pay for whatever things that your kids need and that you need and that your household needs. And you need vacations, you need retirement. So don't kind of like hunker down and be like, well, I don't need that much money to live on. Figure out what you really need. Will you hit that in the first couple of months in your practice? Very likely not. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. But you need to know what you're aiming at so that you can actually plan. That's the whole point of this, right? So don't shy away from the actual living that you need to make. Get those numbers down on paper, see what that looks like as far as how many clients you need to see each week at what price point, or each month at what price point, in order to make that happen. And then if those numbers don't match up, see my other blog posts about this very thing, because it's really important to figure out what your long-term plan is if your base in-person practice isn't going to serve your long-term financial needs. So, but get it down on paper. This is part of your plan. Okay, so the third thing you need to know is something that I talked about before, which is, who are your clients? You need to know who your clients are, and you need to write that down in as much detail as you possibly can. This will grow and change over the course of your practice. In my first couple of years, I wiffle-waffled a lot. I wanted to work with pregnant women for a while. I wanted to work with dancers for a while. I wanted to work just with sports injury for a while. And over time, it really honed itself down to the post-surgical abdominal work that I now do and that now fills my practice. So is that to say that I never see clients who have knee pain or things like that? No, of course not. I still, I mean, humans are humans. We all have different stuff come up at different times. And so even the people who come to me initially for abdominal work will eventually usually need some other form of body help as well that I can help them with. But my people really are post-surgical abdominal pain people. Who are your people? Okay, so once you know who your clients are, this is why this fourth and final step of the Isabel business plan is the reason that you need to know who your clients are, because now you need to know where you are going to find them so that you can talk to them, engage with them, and bring them into your business, bring them into your practice, make them your clients, and serve them so well that they come back week after week or month after month for years. Most of my clients, I would say 75% of my clients, stay with me for 5 years or more. And usually when somebody moves out of my practice, it's because they move away, or they have a baby and life gets really crazy, things like that. So there are really good reasons for people to cycle out of your practice. It's gonna happen, but the thing is that if you don't know who your clients are and how you get access to them in order to tell them that you even exist and can help them, if you don't know who they are or where to find them, it's going to be pretty impossible to grow your business. And so get those last two parts of the business plan down. Okay, so let's review. Part one of the business planning that we are talking about now is your goals and why those are your goals. Get that down. 2, how many clients and at what price point do you need in order to make your real living? 3, who are your clients in as much detail as you can? And 4, where are you going to gain access to those clients? How are you going to engage with them? And that it will take you so much farther than a traditional business plan. The work I gave you here is big work. It's a lot to do. You can absolutely do it. Please use the other resources on this website, my website, yourmassagepractice.com, to help you keep doing these things. So all of the stuff that I offer here is to get rid of that confusion and just take it step by step, and just know that if you take it step by step, you'll get her done. Okay, go have fun.